say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed?
Last night, I attended a Democratic Party dinner in Sussex County, New Jersey, and while I can say that the Democratic Party officials were definitely on much better behavior than the swamp life from Fort Bend in Texas, what you see is the problem the party is having holding itself together. We're facing thermonuclear World War III led by an insane President Barack Obama, who is a puppet of the British Empire, as he admitted as much when he toasted to the Queen when David Cameron was here visiting. And neither of my Democratic Party opponents called for his impeachment or said anything about the war drive. Adam Gusson, the deputy mayor of Teaneck, just wanted it known that he could raise $2 million supposedly to beat Scott Garrett, but why anyone would care if he beat Scott Garrett is not really clear, since neither one of them seems to have much of a policy. And Jason Castle, the other Democratic candidate who brags that he decided to get active after 9/11 and join the Marines, where, if people recall, we entered a war against Iraq, which had absolutely nothing to do with 9/11. We went there under false pretenses of alleged weapons of mass destruction, which was a story from British Prime Minister Tony Blair, and was a total disaster. So the fact that we saw there that Obama is even having trouble recruiting delegates should come as no surprise. What you will see from the footage following is that, as most of you are accustomed to, there is no leadership. The people running for Congress are not remotely qualified to hold that office, that it's only the associates of Lyndon LaRouche and some of the so-called maverick candidates who are now collaborating with us, who recognize the urgency of removing Obama to prevent the world from plunging into the abyss well before the elections. So join us. We need more co-sponsors on Walter Jones' House Concurrent Resolution 107. We have another co-sponsor as of today from South Carolina. Obama has to be removed now.
The people that are behind me, the people that are behind my candidacy, the people that have the ability to influence fundraising and messaging that I enjoy the support of are going to be the key to this campaign. The amount of money that's going to have to be raised, if anyone says that they can be successful in this district raising less than $2 million, I question their understanding of the race.
My name is Jason Castle, and I'm running for Congress to represent the 5th Congressional District. Let me start by telling you a couple things I'm not. I'm not a conventional candidate. I've never held any political office. I've never run for political office. Essentially, I am just an ordinary American. I served my country after 9/11. I went to Norwich University, and in 2003, I was slated to graduate, but after the tragedy of 9/11, it cemented my reason to serve my country.
Diane, why are you running?
Okay. Well, as she just announced, I am a LaRouche Democrat, and we are facing potentially World War III. And therefore, my view is that any candidate for federal office who is not calling for the constitutional removal of Obama from the White House so that we can stop this war and so that we can reinstate Franklin Roosevelt's Glass-Steagall Act is not a serious
Republican.
Hold on. Wait a second. We are here to hear a side of a story. We're not here to yell somebody down. That's the way the other side does it. What we're going to do is listen.
I want to say something more. I think this is just Harry. I think she shouldn't be allowed to speak, and those people that are butting in should keep their mouths shut.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, my opinion of those who are not qualified includes Democrats and also Republicans like Scott Garrett, who was challenged by some of my supporters on a bill that Congressman Walter Jones has just introduced, which is a preemptive bill to prevent a strike on Iran, which simply states, as the Constitution says, that a president launching offensive military action without the backing of the U.S. Congress has committed an impeachable high crime and misdemeanor. According to the Israeli daily newspaper Haaretz, Obama secretly promised Netanyahu that the U.S. would back an Israeli strike against Iran, so that now the majority of the Israeli cabinet is supporting such action. And Saudi Arabia is now sending 11 super tankers with 22 million barrels of petroleum to the United States in preparation for war. So, I'm running for Congress, not particularly against anyone. After all, who is Scott Garrett and who's going to remember anything that he did 100 years from now? I'm running because the Democratic Party should lead this nation into an economic recovery, as FDR did, as John F. Kennedy did. And we have sunk so low that what Americans tolerate as candidates on both sides, Obama and this gaggle of Republicans who are working to re-elect him, has to be changed. This is the nation that produced Abraham Lincoln, Kennedy, Franklin Roosevelt, Martin Luther King, and at least Eleanor Roosevelt, a woman who was crucial to the Kennedy presidency. What I stand for is, and Obama would have to be removed because he said he would veto reinstatement of the Glass-Steagall Act, is the reinstatement of the Glass-Steagall Act, the restoration of a Hamiltonian national banking system, which would allow trillions of dollars of credit to bail out our cities and states which are being crushed, and a science driver, a space program, a manned mission to Mars, the satellites that we need for weather forecasting, the infrastructure that we need to protect us from extreme weather. And what I'm proposing would not only create millions and millions of high-paying skilled jobs, but it would restore the optimism that is worthy of the United States of America. Thank you.